Do you know that if a dolphin gets injured, other dolphins around help it swim to the ocean's surface every 30 minutes to breathe? There are also instances where they've helped drowning humans too, which isn't something any random sea creature would do. However, despite their caring nature, there's a dark side to these aquatic creatures. We'll be exploring the world of dolphins and their hidden dark sides. You'll be shocked that they're not exactly the sweet creatures we've believed them to be. Stay tuned. Number 1. Coordinated Attack. Dolphins coordinate their attacks with one another through a method called bait ball, which they use to lure fish to prey on them. The dolphins swim around the fish and close in till a bait ball forms. This bait ball provides a tiny area for the fish to swim in, and then the dolphins seize the opportunity to go into the swarm, grabbing the fish as they swim by. Number 2. Dolphin sex can be violent and coercive. When mating season comes around, there's a general competition among the male dolphins, and it's always fierce because most males want access to females, and they aren't always available. So when male bottlenose dolphins wish to mate, they gather in a gang of 2 or 3, lure a single female dolphin from the pod, and mate with her by force. The female dolphin would want to defend herself, so to keep her in place, they make aggressive noises, threatening movements, and even smack her around with their tails. When she tries to escape, they chase her down. At the end of the mating period, there will be several markers left on the female dolphins. Do you want to know another exciting fact? Do you know horny dolphins have also been known to target human swimmers? Very unbelievable. Their aggression doesn't end just with the female dolphins. Turns out that humans are also part of the target. They climb on top of humans and even appear to be aroused. This behavior isn't just peculiar to male dolphins, and the female dolphins also try to violate humans sexually. While it's unlikely they have full-on sexual intercourse with humans, it's also hazardous as it can result in severe injury, or worse, they drown the humans. Number 3. Dolphins kill their babies. When animals kill their babies, it's termed infanticide. They do this to increase the likelihood that they reproduce. The male dolphins mostly do this act. The male dolphin kills the female dolphin young so that the previous dolphin's gene won't pass on, and then after, they proceed to mate with the female dolphin. This behavior isn't uncommon among wild animals, but it's more shocking because dolphins are generally perceived as compassionate and empathetic. Number 4. Random murder. Aside from the fact that dolphins kill their young, some of them murder other animals just for the fun of it. Some dolphins attack and beat up porpoises for no apparent reason. This is an aggressive behavior. When the porpoises try to escape, they chase them down and eventually kill them. It would have been understandable that the dolphins were probably starving. Still, studies show that in the area, the dolphins had food in abundance, and the porpoises didn't even invade their territory or steal from them. So there wasn't any logical reason for the dolphins to harm them. They just did it because they could. Too much for a supposedly caring animal. Number 5. Dolphins can go without sleep for days. Dolphins can stay up for 5 days without sleep. This is very unusual because they do not lose any mental or physical strength, and also do not make up for their lost sleep. I'm sure you're wondering how they successfully pulled that stunt. Well, the dolphin brain has 2 halves, which sleep in shifts, so while one part is asleep, the other part is awake. Number 6. They bite humans. Dolphins have over 80 to 100 teeth, so biting their prey isn't a really difficult task. The issue here is not about them tearing their prey apart, but about them biting humans, even unprovoked. There have been several reports on this. One time, a woman was feeding fish to the dolphins and decided to jump into the water to swim with them a little. This was a wrong decision, because as soon as she jumped in, a dolphin champed down on her leg and started pulling her down. She had to pull out her leg from the dolphin's mouth forcefully and sustained severe injuries as a result. She landed in the hospital for 1 week. Number 7. They beat down their food. You know how we were told when we were younger not to mess with our food if we aren't going to eat it? Yeah, well, the dolphins weren't precisely taught that. They play with their food before eating and can get violent when they do. The dolphins fish kick and fish whack their food as a way of playing with them. The dolphins use their tail flippers to smack the fish, which sends them up in the air, leaving them stunned when they fall back into the water. Since they're shocked, it's easier to eat, so the dolphin swims over to the fish and swallows it whole. Fishes are just one meal they mess with. Another one of their prey is the octopus. The octopus has deadly tendrils that, even after death, are still active. So because of this, the dolphins ensure that before eating, all the tendrils are inactive. And they achieve this through brutal means. The first way they do this is that they hold the octopus in their mouth, rise to the surface, and then slam the octopus down in the water. Now it wouldn't do any harm, right? But it does. The dolphins slam the octopus down with so much force that the octopus's body parts break into pieces. If that method fails, the dolphin keeps the octopus in its mouth and then thrashes its head on top of the water. This rips the octopus's body apart, and then they toss the octopus across the water, finally finishing them off. Number 8. Dolphins divide their attack. For creatures that appear so caring, dolphins are great hunters. They use varying techniques to kill different prey. You know what's freaky? They keep adding to their various attack techniques by learning from each other. One of the techniques they've taught one another is the shelling technique. The method is exactly how it sounds. They chase the fish to a shell, then they insert their beak into the shell and bring it out of the water. They shook the shell so everything would come out, with the fish landing directly in their mouth. Since they learn from each other, it's easy for them to improve their hunting skills, making them better predators. Dolphins have incredible behaviors and are very friendly, but now I'm sure you're aware of the dark sides of dolphins. Now you know they aren't the lovey-dovey creatures we think they are. So when you're passing by a pond and see a dolphin and want to go in to play with them, you'd like to think twice. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more content like this. We'll see you in the next one.